Turned it up a little bit.
It's like being back in the past.
For Nellie Taylor, winter is best spent inside the comfort of her own house.
I figure I'm old enough, you know, I've lived a good life, so I really don't need to go out and kill myself running all up and down the streets. You know, so I sit in here and do whatever and enjoy it when it's nice.
But for Chris Heath, winter is all about the outdoor adventure.
I learned to drive a car on the river. We would put the cars on the ice and you'd be taught to drive, and you don't have to worry about hitting anything. You had a lot of open space and it was a lot of fun doing donuts.
A lifetime of memories for the year-round residents of Thousand Island Park, a remote and historic waterfront community perched on the tip of Wellesley Island along the shores of the St. Lawrence River in upstate New York.
People say that if you live here in the winter, you must be something wrong with you. Well, and maybe there is, but it's gorgeous. It's really beautiful here.
But some of the beauty and a lot of the history here were erased by a devastating fire 7 months ago that destroyed the fire station, post office, grocery store, and the only restaurant on the island, the Guzzle.
It really changed the whole complexity of the park. That was the gathering place.
How many kids, including mine, went to the Guzzle for their ice cream, their candy, and go to have lunch or go to have breakfast? A lot of us did that.
It was a long night for the park's fire department, taking 12 hours to put out the fire. But once they got inside the buildings, it was a little too late.
All the electricity was off, so you couldn't open the doors. We had a fire alarm system in the building. It didn't work. So it was a big loss to us.
Even now I get cold chills thinking about the whole horror of it all.
7 months and more than $500,000 later, all that's left from the fire at Thousand Island Park is this box of tools that were saved.
No one got hurt. That's the main thing. I mean, it was raging.
Townspeople worry about the future of the park's fire protection, with the nearest fire station now all the way across the island.
The thing I think that really sticks in my mind is how, no matter how prepared we ever really are, we're never prepared in a catastrophe, it seems. I mean, the fire whistle doesn't blow, and now, Bob, we have no fire protection at all, you know, here.
We do.
Yeah, but it's a long ways away.
Going forward, the Thousand Island Park Corporation plans to rebuild the center of town, which means a lot for Chris Heath, whose grandmother started the famous ice cream shop.
But there will be something to replace the ice cream store my grandmother wanted. She didn't like the name Guzzle, but the Guzzle is an icon.
This is some of the park.
For Nellie Taylor, it's important to preserve the memories of the park before the fire through photos.
That's moving a house from Grindstone Island to Clayton.
She started a museum 30 years ago with more than a century's worth of photos and videos, and some pretty nifty gadgets.
This is the Iron Cottage.
Oh my goodness.
All right, now you put that up to your eye, then you move this thing back and forth until it's clear.
From an island that began as a Methodist summer camp and morphed into generations of rocking chairs on porches and snowmobiles on ice, a sense of community is just as true today as it was in 1875. In Thousand Island Park, Andy Mukasey, NCC News.